Ahoy toy folks, welcome to Transfixed, the channel that is purely logical. So tonight we're going to look at a well overdue project. This is something I started years and years ago, not long after these figures came out with the War for Cybertron line, and, or was it Fall of Cybertron? But I wanted to modify this guy and put a light in his eye and chest. Now keep in mind, this was before even Fans Project Quakewave came along, so we didn't have any Shockwave figures with an LED feature yet. We didn't even have a decent Shockwave figure since, I think it was like Energon or Cybertron, somewhere in there. This was the first proper Shockwave we got since then, I believe. So it's a pretty good figure. And I was trying for a long time to figure out how to do it. I just needed to attach a battery to his backpack. I was going to use this phone one, and I finally got around to it. I kind of put this project on hold because Quakewave came out, and I bought him, and I was happy with him. So he just sat along for a long time, messing up my desk.
Oh shit.
Now I had to experiment a bit to find batteries that would power these two LEDs, and I did finally find, well, I tried to use these CR 2025 button cells, a double pack here that has a switch on it, which is, it's nice to have a switch on it, but I thought I could mount this perhaps. These actually weren't powerful enough to power the two LEDs, so I got these batteries for like remote controls, and it's this type of battery anyway. And I got this holder from, I probably ordered it online, maybe I got it from an electronics store, can't remember. And the hard part was attaching it. This happened to be a nice, good fit. This is a good size for Shockwave's back here. And I tried super gluing it on, but that didn't hold, so what I did just now is I used a very small drill bit. I drilled 2 pilot holes and put these brass screws in through the bottom here. The problem with that is that it interferes with the battery. The battery doesn't really have room to plug in that way, so I had to snip the see the little claws here, these flanges. I had to clip that off the bottom part so that it could pass the screw, and then it fit in quite well. Actually, this is actually finished now, but I'll show you how I did the wiring. Oh, to get the LEDs in there, I just pretty much disassembled things. Right, so how did I start this project? First of all, I removed this screw from the back, and then let me take this whole assembly apart, and I put an LED in through the back there. I can't remember if I had to drill it. I'm very sorry, this is a long time ago. I know I did drill a hole through his head here, and I put the I took this light piping section out, stuck the LED inside, and then ran the wires back through the clear plastic part here. So I think the light piping won't work anymore, but that's okay. We have an LED. This part here should still come off, so I can show you. Oh, sorry, I've already put this back together. There's 2 screws underneath his chest here. There's one here and one over here. Those had to be loosened off because this clear part has it slots back in there, and then the screws go through the clear part. So once those screws are out, you can remove the chest piece. And yeah, I'm sorry I didn't show this on the video before, but like I said, a lot of this was done years ago, before I had this channel. I don't know why there's little back claw things here. It's from Cybertron. Oh, this does have the repro labels on it, by the way. That's why you see those little Energon pinky things here. Yeah, so that's all the disassembly he really had to do. And yeah, let me show you the wiring now. Okay, finally getting to the end of this project. So I've twisted these 2 wires together and put them through that little hole in the terminal. Now I'll do the same for the other side. So I've got one wire coming from the head, which I've already cut to just a bit longer than the length I need to reach there, and I'll do the same with this one coming out of the back. So this just has to go a very short distance, but in case I want to, you know, change the shape of it or something, I'll give myself a bit of extra slack, and just to account for mistakes. For example, this wire here, I was measuring from the wrong side and I cut it, so it's a good thing I gave myself a bit of extra room. Just cut that out there, and then strip it. I'll just give it a little twist here before I take the sheathing off. Okay, so now I've got both of these. We can just splice these together with a simple twist. And now let's see if we can get it through the other terminal. I'm going to bend this down a little bit just to make my life easier. And let's use the tweezers. Oh, I didn't quite get these twisted properly.
Don't get it twisted. Yo.
Okay. I have to try this with the tweezers. I'm not doing a good job at this, am I? It would help if I remembered which way I was twisting it. Oh, that's a bit long. Let's just trim a little piece off of there. It's because one is a bit longer than the other. Okay. Now we'll just stab him with the tweezers and we'll get this put through. There. There, it's in. I'll just bend that terminal back into place so that it'll hold those wires in place. I'm going to have to put a dab of solder on this when I'm finished. But now we have a battery pack for a Shockwave here. Now, this was an old battery that I had in there, and that was giving me trouble. That one I think has been used before. This one is a fresh battery. Always helps to have a known fresh battery when testing because I was getting a lot of problems with the other ones. As you can see, we have a light. There we go. Let's stand them up. Wow, this finally works after all these years. So there's my War for Cybertron Shockwave. Does his head rotate on this figure? Yeah, so the head still moves. That's pretty good. Nice to finally have him finished. That has been sitting on my desk for years.
Yay! I'm happy to be complete. Now I will wait Lord Megatron to summon me from Cybertron with my new light. I'll be so impressed.